Dan Lanning, Oregon head football coach here on the Rich Eisen Show. And again, I know you've only been there a handful of seasons, but this sport is changing. It seems like every week. It seems like every hour and every minute. How has your job changed from the first second you took it to this moment?
Yeah, I said early on, I think it's more true now than ever that being able to adapt is the most important trait of any coach. And then having some emotional intelligence and awareness of the people around you and what direction you want to move. But it's changed a lot, and it'll continue to change, and you have to be nimble and able to adjust. And then you got to recognize when you got something really special, a really special staff, really special players, like lean in on that and make that a strength when a lot of people, that becomes a weakness because of everything that's going on in this profession.
Well, because I'm sure, nonstop, you're looking at portals and people are looking at your players, and there's the NIL, and there's, collectives, and then there's things like job openings as well.
Right.
What is your thought on seeing Penn State's job open and Florida's job open and, LSU's and some coaches who are as big a names as yours getting fired when things just start to go south? In the case of James Franklin, he was in the college football playoffs last year in a 3-game losing streak. See you later. What's your thoughts on seeing that happen in your profession?
Probably more than anything, it makes me grateful for where I'm at and recognizing how fragile and special it is. And it motivates you to keep working hard because you realize how temporary things can be if you're not moving in the right direction. But on the same note, I always think a little bit more about everybody else involved in that. The assistant coach, the graduate assistant, the player that signed up to play for somebody, and just how quickly your world can change. Continuity, stability, I think super important, and it's hard to have. And when you have it, I think you gotta make sure you recognize it and take advantage of it.
And so your interest level in leaving Oregon is less than because of this? Zero.
Yeah, I'm not leaving Oregon. Yeah, as long as I win. That's what I always tell my kids. Yeah. Right. If your dad wins, we'll be at Oregon. So I gotta win. Right. That's how it changes.
That's how it works. How do you now get ready for a college football playoff? You know what's ahead now, and obviously the world has changed in college football. You're gearing, obviously, in a week-to-week situation. That is a clear thing, but you're also gearing for the ultimate, which is 4 games in December and January. Does it change the way that you prepare or build the roster or play people right now, Coach?
Well, I think, one of the great things about this team we have right now is we talk about strength in numbers, and we have a lot of guys that can play winning football. We've had, on probably every game this season, we've had well over 50 people play and contribute in the game, several games where we've had over 70 guys on the field for us. So I think building some depth is really tough in today's world. When you can find players that are good enough, finding ways to create roles for them is huge. How we've approached bye week, this week is probably a little bit different than I've done in the past. Seeing the end in sight a little bit, how it can be a little longer, and making sure our guys are fresh when we get there to the end of the season. But it's that part's still a long ways away, right? Right now we're pretty focused on us and growth for us this week, and then Iowa as we go into the next week.
Yeah, I know that's coach for week to week stuff, but I'm just saying, like, I'll take another stab at it. The way things went last year and finished up, do you have
It didn't go so hot. Huh?
Well, I'm just saying, I know what your goal is, and I know I probably know what one of the things are that's on your mirror that you're looking at as you brush your teeth. Anything that from last year informed the way that you might do something else this year at all?
Yeah, I think strategically how we utilize some of that downtime in between, I think is really important. We probably pushed in different ways last year a little bit more than I want to. I want to make sure when we get to that moment, we're fresh and clean. And there's a benefit to playing. It's almost like you got to keep playing Saturdays even if you don't have a game. And whether that's us creating a mock game on every Saturday until we get to that point. But we got to be able to utilize that time better. And there's certainly some stuff that if we get to that point, right, and when we take care of business like we were supposed to, then we'll do some adapting to what we did last year for sure.
Well, Coach, I know one of the things that we both have on the mirror that would align is beating Ohio State. So if should that an opportunity happen again for you, consider me a duck on that day. Okay, sir?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.